Hello, Virgo, sun, moon, but especially rising sign. Wow, is 2023 March going to be a month to remember? Massive change in your life coming through this month ahead. It's going to really help you with your health and unburden you from health challenges. It's going to make you more serious about long-term committed love relationships and try to seal the deal or exit stage left. It's going to have a lot of shift energy around how you can transform the work you're here to do in the world. It's all starting this month of March. You want to know more about that? Let's get going and listen to your rising sign as more accurate, sun and moon secondarily, because of so many reasons I don't have time to explain here. If you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian and I'm a whole sign house Hellenistic astrologer using the tropical Western zodiac. That means that I am not sidereal. This is not Indian astrology. Second of all, if you're new to my channel and you haven't checked out my description box below or liked or subscribed, please do. The description box tells you about the class I'm teaching in March, Sky Reader, Time Your Best Life, Be Your Own Astrologer, 8 weeks live with me. Early bird notice wait list is in the description box because you get discounts and you actually get in the class. It sells out every year before I get this, every time before I get this wait list. It just sells out on the wait list. There is a cap on how many students I take. If you're all interested in watching this kind of content without any ads, I get this to my Patreon community ahead of everybody else, ad free. You're getting this after I've recorded it and everyone else has seen it before without ads. Plus they get to see me twice a month on live calls on Zoom, all for $5 a month. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe from Patreon anytime. All the information is in my description box below. Let's get going. I have a bunch of free gifts too, so check my description box. You can download a bunch of free cool stuff from me. It's all in the description box. So I had to sigh because I think you're my 8th video today. So I'm going to try to make sure that having recorded 30-minute videos for each sign for March, I'm not going to flake out on you because it has been a long recording thing to do. Well, not all today, but anyway, let's get going. First of all, you had Saturn moving in your 6th house of sickness now since March of 2020. And if you're a Virgo rising, even if you've been always healthy all of your life, you may encountered significant health challenges. And my daughter is a Virgo rising, and we can attest to that. It has been to hell and back. However, some of you didn't outpicture it as a health challenge. Instead, you found Saturn in your 6th house of work to be a grind. Work was hard. Work was a burden. Well, work was a chore. You started to not like the work you're doing. Or you found gnarly supervisors and bosses showing up in your work and feeling burdensome as well. So the gnarly grind, hard work, burdensome boss, the energy of the health sickness challenges, which can be very karmatic as a result of Saturn in your house of sickness, is coming to an end. Drum roll. March the 7th, 2023, until February of 2026. Mars is exited and never to come back for 30 years, your house of sickness, and will move instead into another place. One more thing about Mars in your house of sickness. There's a whole video about Mercury. There's a whole video about Mercury doing this transit in my playlist on my channel. Go check it out for my big 2023 transits, but also it's a house of pets. It's a house, so pets become a burden, pets become ill, pets become elderly. And it's the house of debts, and your debts are a burden. Money is a burden, credit cards are a burden, mortgages are a burden, debt is a burden. Sometimes those Saturn here can help you try to organize that debt and maybe restructure it. And even places you've rented have had conflicts and challenges, maybe with landlords or just burdensome rental situations. All right, so all of that is done. All of that is done. And on March the 7th, in comes Lord Saturn, moves into your marriage house. Now, when I say marriage, I just mean long-term committed relationship. It doesn't mean that you have a legal marriage. There's Virgo. It means that you're committed and you're together and it's monogamous, that kind of thing. And also business partners and also sometimes clients. Now, Saturn coming in here can make your clients a burden, your business partnerships harder, and it can also be testing your relationship, significant love relationship. If you are with the right person, then Saturn is very sober-minded and realistic, and he's like up levels it. And he is also squinting back at your house of children going, we're not getting any younger. Do you want children? So there's things that happen when Saturn enters that 7th house. And what it can mean is that you might want this relationship thing may go to a more committed level, like a legal marriage or moving in together maybe. Your partner is getting Saturnized. So if you're single, you meet an elderly partner, somebody older than you. Or if your partner is going through any kind of difficulty, it's reflected back at us through Saturn in the seventh house. So your partner goes through hardship maybe now, not just the month of March, March 7th to February of 2026. Things may be hard for your partner and you might have to be there for them because of it. And that makes the marriage feel hard. And so you just know there's a sea change though, because at least Saturn's not in the house of sickness. And you could draw Saturnian people into your business partnerships, into your work life if you work one-on-one with clients, you know what I mean? Like for example, if let's say you're a personal trainer, then your new Saturn people who are your clients are established, authoritative, or older, that kind of thing. So you're pulling in Saturnian people, serious people, older people into your seventh house, the house of others in your life. All right. So that's a big deal. And I'm wishing the best for my daughter who's had such a health challenge multiple health challenges for the last few years. My friend Sylvia, Virgo rising, even had a health challenge, and the woman is super duper healthy. So these Virgo people did have that happen. And as I said, you might have felt work became a grind, whatever the work is you're doing. And my girlfriend was like ready to retire, so it felt like a grind at the finish line, I'd say. And her elderly pet is ailing and ill with congestive heart failure. Sixth house of pets for my Virgo rising friend. So, and now that's a hardship because you got to give the dog a lot of pills, and sometimes he was sick from the pills and stuff. A lot of you know my channel, that I was taking care of that dog. All right, so I'm giving you examples, like that gnarly troll who told me not to give examples, and another one recently, just stop it already. That's how I teach you, by example, and I know people to use as examples. Go find another channel that gives you a robotic rundown of the sky without any examples. Go for it. That no anecdotes for you. Other big picture stories is Pluto, the god of wealth and power, is moving into your sixth house of work and health. Now, Pluto transforms things, and he also gets to underneath the surface of things. So any existing health challenges, you can dig below the surface to find the real root cause. Pluto will be in this part of your sky for the first time in 248 years. Yes, it's a rare transit. It's a new story. Pluto was in Capricorn, your house of children, pregnancy, fertility, romance, fun and joy. That could have brought you wealth if you had your own business, but it can also bring you all those kinds of challenges of Pluto in that part of your sky during all that time. Pluto is a god of death, and some of you may have had miscarriages or abortions if you are a female or a male with a female partner. During that transit of Pluto through the fifth house, which lasted from 2008 and exit strategy now, March of 24th, 2023. Pluto moving to the sixth house can look like power and wealth regarding a debt elimination, work, some kind of work as a service that brings you power, powerful people coming into your work environment. It can look like powering up, when it comes to the flow of your work and purpose, because the sixth house is in a flow to the 10th house of reputation and career. And certainly, I'm not going to pretend, Pluto is a god of death and in comes to the house of pets. So yes, that elderly aging pet may pass. All right. Sometime after the 26th of March. Pluto will be in this part of your sky until June the 11th, and then he goes back to your fifth house for a while, and then he comes back in 2024 into your sixth house, where he'll stay until 2044. So you're just getting a taste, a tease, a flavor of this new energy of power that can really power up your career and reputation, really, honestly. I mean, Pluto here is like whoosh, towards that 10th house energy. And for the most part, I think most of you will find this to be an empowering work and career energy over the next 20 years. And if you're retiring, then it could be its power around purpose, some new purpose that really powers you up. Okay, keeping on. Mercury and Jupiter. Mercury and Jupiter. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I apologize. And keeping on. Jumping ahead of myself. Mars has been transiting through Gemini, and that's been going on in your 10th house of career. And that's been happening now since last August. And this has allowed you to have a lot of conflict in the career place, maybe sexual attraction in the career place, maybe gnarly tension and conflicts with people in your work and career space. My daughter had some significant blowouts with a manager energetically for a while in her workspace as a Virgo rising, for example. However, Mars is also paring down, leaning, and eliminating anything and anyone in the work and career space and reputation space you don't need. So people got fired, people left the workspace. You may have gotten a new direction, motivation, and action going in the workspace about what it is you're doing in your work and career space. So Mars has been there since August of last year, and he's leaving at last, okay, which is a very rare transit in terms of duration. He might have helped motivate you in your career or help you get rid of directions of choices and decisions in career that you're trying to make decisions that are going to go the distance. You're trying to make action and directional changes in your career and reputation. Okay, that's what's been going on there. Then Mars is going to leave that part of your sky in March, and that's on the 26th. And then he'll be in your 11th house of great gains, and he'll be and friendships and friends as allies and benefactors and hopes, dreams, and wishes. He might power up new visions for your life. He may eliminate some friends that you don't need. But that's March the 26th, add 6 weeks. You have Mars in your 11th house of good spirit. It's a long 6-week story, but it starts up on March the 26th. So keep that in mind. Mars is in Cancer, where he's not in his best strength. You may have some emotional blowouts with longer term friendships or social groups, and you may cut away from a group of belonging. Will you do it March 26th to the end of the month? Maybe not. It is a 6-week transit, but to be aware that there is that sea change, that new shift of energy. There is something new starting to happen here. That's what I want you to know. I'm trying to think of my own history with that transit and what that's felt like. I mean, Mars is sextiling your body, sextiling your identity. So to do with health and body and sense of self, it's positive. And in fact, Mars can bring you friends and allies who help you in all kinds of ways during that transit. Mars is often men, so men who help you in positive ways during that transit. But some of you will have a friend blow. Some of you might end up leaving a group of belonging, like disconnecting from a society of or a club or a friendship social group ending for some reason. And you may just decide you're done with that group of people. You may revise your dreams and wishes for your life too. And that's all starting around the 26th of March. Mercury, the messenger of the gods, and he's going to be moving into 2 different signs in the month of March. He's a busy, fast-moving planet right now. On March the 3rd to the 18th, alrighty, in that window of time, he moves into a sign of Pisces. He's not comfortable there. It's a sign of his detriment. But nonetheless, he will be in that part of your sky, which is your marriage house or your significant other or your clients and audience. Now, first of all, Mercury here, not necessarily the most detailed and maybe not even the most truthful when he's not in his dignity. He may confabulate or blow things out of proportion, but he's in the house of other people and they're doing that, not necessarily you. So if you got news or information coming from your significant other as a Virgo rising, they may be full of enthusiasm. They may be overblowing things. They may be quite excited about something, or they may just be communicating things to you from March the 3rd to the 18th. But they're the one with the Mercury energy, or the relationship has the Mercury energy. And so you're focused on communications about and with and from your main significant partner, business or love. And that's true from March the 3rd to the 18th of March. Possibly some of that energy could feel burdensome because Saturn is there as well. And maybe you're not even enjoying what's being communicated, messages spoken about within the context of that relationship. Then on the 19th of March to April the 4th, that's my birthday, folks. On that time frame, Mercury leaves your 7th house and moves into your 8th house of chunky money. Now, he does transit through here regularly, like yearly. It's not that big a deal, okay? But he's going to be connecting with Jupiter, and that's a bequeathment placement. Jupiter moving through the 8th house is kind of like inheritance money or chunks of money, tax rebates, insurance payouts, money coming to you in big unearned chunks in what, is bounteous ways. Jupiter. Mercury is the messenger joining him here. And Jupiter's here until middle of May, but Mercury's here from the March the 19th to the 4th of April. That could be negotiations around chunks of money, deal making, investigation or research about money that could come through a stock or stock investment, or news of inheritances Okay, so you didn't know you were going to get an inheritance because you didn't know, or even somebody had to be news of someone's passing, not to make it sad, but it could be true. And that could be, or bequeathment or inheritance transit that affects your partner, because this is shared resources. So it's, their great grandpa Jones dies, or their Uncle Sue, if Aunt Sue dies, or whatever. But whatever it is, it's like it's news around money stories, and that's happening in your chart between the 19th of March and April 4th. Now, Mercury is a psychopomp, and this is a house of the dead, and he's intimate with the underworld, and therefore you could have messages coming through from spirits of the dead, believe it or not, any time in that window of the 19th of March to April the 4th, for sure. That's always a strange way that can work out, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so we're going to go with that for sure. And then lastly, on the big planetary stories happening here, Venus, the goddess of love, art, beauty, money, prosperity, and luck, is moving on St. Patrick's Day, March the 17th, through to April 11th into Taurus, her home sign. Before she gets there, she's like a Xena warrior princess, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, kick-ass, kickboxing, feminine energy, very tomboy-like as she moves through Aries, which is your 8th house of chunky money. Now, I already told you that there's an inheritance signature with Jupiter here, or some chunks of money, prosperity until May. And then she is in this part of your sky, March 17th to April 11th. See, Mercury leaves that part. Mercury's in that part of your sky as well, March 19th to April 4th. Yeah, and then Venus is in that part of your sky, March 17th to April 11th. There's this overlap. Oh, sorry, no, I apologize. Venus is in that part of your sky until March 17th, and then Mercury follows through. So, for example, Venus could say, especially with Jupiter there, here's a chunk of tax rebate, inheritance, stock investment payoff, chunky money from your partner somehow coming through, and then Mercury sealing the deal and signing up the deal. So there's stuff like that going on here. So, okay, so Venus is there until March 17th. We're going to narrow this down to some very specific transits that happen in the month that are quite interesting when she's there, but that's after this broad story, right? After this part. So March the 17th and April to April 11th, she's in Taurus. This is her home sign, and this blesses you in all things to do with academic environments, colleges and universities, professors thereof, foreign lands and travel, book publishing, third marriages, and things to do with father and father figures. So Venus is in this part of your chart, giving you a love up from March the 17th to April 11th. And as she does that, she flows towards your body. Good for your health, good for your beauty, good for your appearance, good for your sense of well-being, as she sends love beams in a trine of opportunity and flow to you during that window. Venus here can mean you're having a pleasurable time in a foreign land, or women from a foreign land are benefiting you as well. March the 17th to April 11th. I think that's all legal matters to do with courts and judges, all flowing towards you, with Venus giving you some benefic attention in the house of courts during that window of time. If you're into book publishing, of course, this could be your contract, your agent, or your publisher developing something for you, and things are flowing in this part of your sky. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this detailed blow by blow of about 15 different dates or events during the month ahead. So it's an important month, so I took extra time for you. If you enjoy this content, would you like to subscribe, please? Hit the bell for notifications. I don't care, just help me out. If you're enjoying the content, if you're not, just go away, gently walk away, just walk away. You don't need to troll me. Thank you. I'm not defensive. Nope, I don't have 4 planets in Aries. All right, let's get going. Jupiter will conjunct Venus, or Venus will conjunct Jupiter. That's February 28th, March 1st, and March 2nd. It's super lucky. It's super big energy. It's happening at 12 degrees of Aries. That's your chunky money house. Yes, there's some good money story coming through here. I can't pretend it's not true. The stock takes off. Your partner gets money. Your business partner generates revenue. You get a tax rebate from heaven, more than you thought. You get an insurance payout, really worked out. You get some inheritance money or news of inheritance. Okay, something going on here, March 1st and 2nd. This can only happen happen this way once every 12 years. So it's important because Jupiter has to be here, right? And Venus has to meet him here. So this is an important transit. And so yay you, right? What can you say? It looks good to me. March 6th and 7th, I'm going chronology wise, the dovetails into events March 10th and 11th is happy surprises, okay? Some unexpected positive developments, or jolts of unexpected stuff, but more positive than not. This is happening from your marriage house, so your partner, your business partner, or your audience and clients, where the Sun on March 6th and 7th, and then later Mercury on March 10th and 11th are sitting. All right, that's Pisces 7th house, and they're connecting to the 9th house of foreign lands and travel, where Uranus is sitting. Unexpected travel opportunity. Partner says, here's some tickets. We're going to, Hawaii, or, unexpected jolts of excitement for your partner. They get to travel and you get to go. Or unexpected developments regarding legal contracts in courts and massive documental success around legal matters and vows and contracts in courts. Your marriage partner to be proposes to get married and they give you tickets to the wedding in a foreign land. They've got it all planned. I don't know, some jolts of excitement here. And that's happening, and it could impact your academic environment in a positive way too. I'm not too sure how to tie that one in, but there's that too. So that's happening for you guys in that window of time, 2-part series. I told you the dates. Then all's well, Venus and sextiles Mars, the cosmic lovers are having a flow, a very soft dance, kind of like a sweet dance together in the sky, March 10th, 11th, 12th, energetically, it's all active. This is definitely a good time for you with Venus and Mars tangoing like this. What this looks like to me, I mean, it's kind of always hard to guess, but this is flow between your 8th house where Venus is traveling, that's the chunky money house, and your 10th house of reputation and career. Now, number one, it could be a secret love affair, okay, this flowing here, especially if it involves love affairs with colleagues or coworkers or people in the workspace. And I don't know why it would be secret, but there's flow there. Also, it could be flow and ease around money and your work and conditions around your work to do with your finances and your work. And that's around March 10th, 11th, 12th. Yeah, I guess it could look like a raise or promotion, but it looks also like a chunk of money. So it'd be more like a buyout or, or like a one-time bonus on, for like something, a bonus, like a bonus of money, not like a new income source, more like here's some bonus money from your work area around that time, March 10th to 11th. And then March 13th and 14th, there's going to be some gnarly sky action with a square from Mars to Neptune. That's happened twice before, not new, okay? And so happened twice before. That's because, Mars has been traveling through Gemini forever. Oh, if I could mention that. Did I mention that? Mars is finally leaving your career space and getting out of there. I think I did. Anyway, he is leaving your career space. So yeah, I did. I mentioned my daughter with her fighting with her boss. Yeah. So, but anyway, what I was going to say was, I lost my thread. Mars squares Neptune. Okay, so Mars in Gemini squares Neptune in Pisces. Mars in your 10th house squares, Neptune, the confusion god in the house of marriage, long-term committed love, contracts, legal agreements, vows. Okay, where is there a delusional illusion? I certainly know Saturn's trying to stabilize that in your marriage and significant relationship. Mars is trying to clear the fog, but Mars is doing it from the house of your career and reputation and your visible actions in the world. So I'm not even sure how to interpret that for you guys. Could something be going on in your career space that is helping you see more clearly what is true and real in your marriage? Like any old example, you're ambitiously succeeding and your marriage partner's putting you down, and you look at your marriage partner and go, you're a narcissist. The big reveal. I'm not sure what's going on here, but that's happening around March 13th and 14th. And then on the 16th, there's a conjunction between Jupiter and Chiron already at around the 15th degree or so. Yep, the 15th degree or so of the sign of Aries. It's a profound energy, happens only once every foreverness. It's very rare. So those two coming together here at 15 degrees in your 8th house of secrets. It could be a very healing moment to relieve yourself of a secret, or your partner relieves himself or herself of a secret, or there's a very healing thing about your wealth and worth and finances that's coming to pass, coming through, or you meet a very cool occult spiritual teacher, guide and mentor all around March the 15th. Okay, so we'll see how that looks. Yeah, that's about it. And then let's continue. There's a lot of interesting energy going on in the sky around the 15th to the 20th of the month. It's very intense. I'm going to be doing a webinar. You might want to join in. The Sun, Mercury, and Neptune all combine in a triple cazimi at 25 degrees of Pisces in your marriage house, contracts and agreements, clients and audience. At the same time, there's still that broad square to Mars, trying to defog something, as well as that whole thing is coming into a sextile formation with power, Pluto, power in the house of children, conception, fertility, romantic and sexual love, and independent business enterprise and joy. So it's a magical time to harness that energy, because that cazimi, Mercury, the messenger, connected to the sun in exactitude with Neptune, can be like a super manifestation portal of some kind. But there's squares there to Mars, and so what is being revealed or squared and defogged about illusion, confusion, with a deep dive with the messenger of the gods, while activating power around sexuality in your life. Is it all about you? No. It's in the house of the significant other. They may be going through this transformation, and you may be finding out about what the hell they're downloading about the reality. I mean, for some of you, it could be quite like, if you were single and this is happening, it could bring in a soulmate, I suppose, but the square to Mars is a little bit gnarly. And the sextile to Pluto, though, is a powerful energy connecting to the sextile to the house of sexuality. But there's so many ways that this can look. I mean, it could look like a reveal by your partner that they're bisexual, and you're like, what? Or you're revealing to your partner that you're bisexual, or you prefer the other gender, or whatever. I just don't know. It's just intense energy. But it's also powerful energy, and it can be harnessed as well. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, because you want to get, or subscribe to my newsletter. You might want to do that webinar. It's probably going to be free. This happening to harness this energy in a mini class with me using guided meditation. All right, I'm just thinking. Saturn and Venus mean enduring love and lasting money. Okay, they're combining forces for you around March the 18th, and that's always a good thing when Saturn and Venus are working together. And so lasting love and enduring beauty, money that goes a distance, money that you can rely on for a long time, solid money, maybe those are good words. This is happening on March the 18th, and it's still Saturn in the house of contracts and negotiations, business partnerships, and marriage. Sextiling Venus, now moved into her home sign, just barely 0 degrees of Taurus in your 9th house. It could be getting an agreement to be accepted to a university or college. It could that you really want to be at. It could be some good news coming from your marriage partner to connect with legal matters or foreign lands. It could be good developments regarding legal matters in your life, where you need to also look at documents and contracts. Okay, and maybe also women in foreign lands or from foreign lands benefiting you and your marriage partner, or your business contracts and agreements being benefited by a female in a foreign land. Those are just some ways to do it. If you're a Virgo with a book on the go, you're trying to get an agent, a publisher, that's all really good news for that stuff around March 18th, give or take a few days on either side. Now we're moving into the future, and we're going to talk about later down the pipeline of the month of March. And I think I'm going to finish my videos with you guys today. I don't think I have enough energy to do the rest, but let's get as far as I can through you guys and talk about the next thing. On the 28th of March, Mercury co-joins with Jupiter. Mercury is a messenger, and Jupiter is a god of luck. Jupiter expands things, and he brings opportunity. Mercury tells us about it. Mercury also gets us to sign documents and do negotiations. They are in Aries together. Yes, it is your inheritance and chunky money house, but it could also be news you get a tax rebate, news the insurance company's paying out the big payment, news that you're going to get a bursary, a grant, or a stipend, news that your partner's getting money that you can both benefit by. This is chunks of money that you do not earn. It's not your daily paycheck, and it's exciting and positive, and it's happening around the 28th of March. Alrighty, so get ready for that. Venus is going to co-join with Uranus. Unexpected surprises and good developments around luck and money luck and love luck. March the 30th and 31st in Taurus. Now, because this is your 9th house, it could be unexpected legal matters going on your behalf. It could be, again, good news around book publishing. It could be fun and exciting developments around foreign lands and love. If you're single, you could meet somebody under this transit that's electrifying. You're totally going head over heels. but you meet them on a trip to a foreign land or in an academic setting, or they are from a foreign land, culture, or religion. Or love under these energies for you will have a lot of fire, a lot of spark, a lot of excitement, a lot of heads over heels. Well, heads over heels, kind of fast moving, shock and awe about it. For singletons, you could meet somebody under this transit. It will give that relationship a long-term unpredictability and a long-term kind of freedom loving, adventuring, outside the box quality, because that would be part of the inception of the new relationship. You might get some surprises in academic settings, like you can't believe it, but boom, there comes a positive surprise. The professor loves you and wants to give you special dispensation. You get the grade of a century or whatever, or some disruption, but it's positive. Again, leisure trips to foreign shores could be sanctioned. That would work really well with this transit. But all of a sudden, there's an opportunity for a foreign travel event. Third marriages get electrified with some good energy here as well. It's a Lakshmi house. It's about wealth and prosperity. It's a luck house in India. Venus is a luck goddess. And there's Uranus, a bolt and jolt of luck that's very aligned with you because it flows to you in a trine quality. Luck in love, luck in money, luck in all of these areas, and maybe through and because of women as well. The very end of the month is finishing up with a couple of things. One is that Mars is going to move into the sign of Cancer. As I said, we talked about that on the 26th. And as he does that, he starts to form a trine to Saturn in Pisces. So this is an energy that we haven't felt for 30 years. So you haven't, I haven't. So it's new because we had to get, Saturn into the sign of Pisces. So the flow is between your 11th house, where Mars is going, and your marriage house, or connected legal contracts, agreements, and vows. Mars is at a dignity, but he's trying to bring flow from the house of great gains, the house of pennies from heaven, the house of wishes and dreams, the house of friends as allies, towards your marriage house, towards your partnership house. And this is happening around the 0 degree mark of both Mars in Cancer in your 11th and Saturn in your Pisces house. And it all flows to you, energetically in a good way, from Mars from your 11th to you. If you're a Virgo sun, moon, and rising in the first 4 or 5 degrees, you're feeling it more intensely than all the other Virgo degrees. To me, it could be some kind of male friend or situation, or new direction with a friend, or new opportunities through male friends coming to you that impact your significant relationship in a powerful way, or even something to do with a windfall that Mars could take action on your behalf that influences your partnership. You got a lot of that chunky money story and Venus luck money stories coming through the sky. So it could be an extension of that. Mars likes to bring changes, like changes of direction. There could be a change of direction regarding your longer range goals and dreams with your marriage partner that are starting to flow in a new, strong way. You could be determined, driven, and action taking and focused to grind into some solid gains in your marriage. This could be really focused on, making that relationship work, or traveling to make that relationship work. I don't know, because sometimes Mars is a god of travel. You may have some support from an eldest sibling that strengthens your marriage. Just trying to make stuff up. Okay, trips with an eldest sibling that benefits your marriage. All right, but there's this positive development at the end of the month. And lastly, the marriage goddess herself, Juno, was in Aries until March the 11th, January 13th to March the 11th. That's a god of contracts and agreements, partnerships, and obligations and vows, but also just marriage. And she was going through your 8th house. But then, let's keep moving, right? And then she's moving March the 11th through to May 2nd through your 9th house. They could mean getting married in a foreign land, but it can also mean meeting somebody you wish to be committed to in a foreign land, or traveling with your main partner, your marriage partner, so to speak, in a foreign land. So a lot of that's going on for you. It might lighten your load. Some of you look like you need some load lightening here anyway, because you had Pluto intensifying your sex life forever and like having all kinds of intensity around romance, and that's lightening up. And so some of you might be getting some foreign shore travel going on here with your significant committed partner of some sort between, or legally deciding to marry, right? Because the legal courts would give you a marriage license. Or doing a visa thing, I don't know, whatever. Or maybe getting married because somebody needs to get a visa to move into your country. I don't know, but weird stuff like that's going on anyway. March the 11th through to May the 2nd. All right. Thank you, Virgo, for listening. Thank you for being with me today. I appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, again, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you like this kind of content on the regular. And I also have so many other things I'm offering in the description box, which I belabored at the beginning. So check it out. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Hang in there. March 2023 is a ride without a steering wheel. Ciao, ciao.